Going to show you how to build your business chatbot in Cloud Console. Connect it to your knowledge base. I'll be using Notion to connect it to a knowledge base and look at ways we can deploy it to our website or deploy it to a place that our users or our customers can access and chat with our business. All right, to do this, we'll be doing it on Anthropic page. You can just type anthropic.com, and once you're here, you go to this drop down and you click on Cloud Console. If you haven't signed in here before, it might prompt you to sign in or sign up or things like that, but these are places, or this is where you're going to do all this, or just go to platform.cloud.com to do all this. So we are just going to do this. If you don't have credits, you can add funds. This is what my page looks like. I don't know for yours, but if you don't have credits before, you can go to credit and you should be able to buy credit or add more credit. That you actually need credits for you to do this type of work. So back to the dashboard, and we're just going to go to agent, and we see, oh yeah, we have something here, but you can start creating your agent, or you can come here to just have the quick start on how you can create this. To start, there are templates you can use, but if you don't know what these templates are, you can review them and you can use this template to create, or you can just do the quick start if you're not familiar on how to create agents before. This quick start is really helpful for you to start creating your agent. We are creating a chatbot for our business. So business means it has a knowledge base. So prepare a document that tells what your business is all about, tells about the company, the address, the times, they're open, and everything, all the details about your product and the details about your services and all that. Make sure you have that documented in a page. In my case, I'm using Notion, and I will show you what Notion looks like. This is Notion here. Here is my Notion page. You can go here and create a new file, a new page, and write everything about your business on here and save it, and you can have your agent connect to this. And the reason we have this in knowledge base in Notion is that anytime there is an update about your business, you can go to the same Notion page and update things about your business. If you have several chat agents or chatbots that connect to your business, you have to have one single source of truth, which is in Notion, that all the chatbots or the LLMs can connect and have and pull information about your business. So here, the prompt we're going to use is this. It's going to be a very simple one. I will read through the prompt. So here, you are an official. I'll paste this prompt in the description. So you are an official AI assistant for Cloudcore, which is my business. Answer customer questions using the connected Notion knowledge base. Be friendly, concise, and helpful. If this is not how you want to sound, you can change how you want your chatbot to sound for your business. If you do not know the answer, say so and recommend contacting the business. Do not invent policies, prices, services, or availability. It's really good for you to put this so it doesn't invent something that is not true. That's hallucination, or give people information that is not recorded in your knowledge base. Another thing I'm also mentioning here is use the connected Notion. I will connect a Notion MCP server to this as my knowledge base, and I'm giving it the link to my knowledge base. And also, when answering customer questions, search Notion first. So I'll make sure it searched the knowledge base first and respond based on the information that is there. Anything that is not there, please don't answer. Contact the business. And I also say prioritize information from that knowledge base over general knowledge. Don't use your general knowledge, just use the knowledge of my business. If you cannot find the answer in Notion, say you do not have the information and suggest contacting the business. I also put my email so that anytime it gets to that point, it gives the person chatting, oh, this is the business email, you can reach out and things like that. If you have a phone that you also want to include a phone number they can call to speak to maybe someone, you can also include that if that's what you're looking for. All right, so I'm going to send this and let's see how this is going to perform. All right, here, this is what our config file looks like. is just going to show everything that it is going to use to configure this agent. And after we are done with this, all we just have to do is say create this agent, because we are comfortable, we like whatever it's saying. We can look at preview if you want, and things like that. But here is asking, configure your environment. This is next thing that I want to do. I will accept this, and let's see what it's going to ask us yet. The agent is created. Just to explain, an agent is a reusable version configuration. So it means if you deploy this, you can make changes in the future and deploy a new agent. If there's something you need to change about your agent, about the way it sounds or things like that, you can update it and run it. All right, so does this agent need general internet access, or just, yeah, I want it limited to Notion. I don't want you to go to the web and pull up things, just Notion, because that's where my knowledge base is. So decide. You can have your knowledge base in Google Drive and connect that to it, and that's it. All right, start session. I think this is ready. Let's see how this goes. All right, so it's starting a session for us. We are going to ask questions on our business and see how this is going to perform. All right, it says vault are shared across the workspace. Credentials added to vault will be usable by anyone with API access. All right, access token. All right, we'll just acknowledge this and connect. All right, and for this process, you just have to accept and connect this to your Notion MCP. Sometimes it might ask you to sign in. You have to sign in and accept whatever works for you, and you allow the connection to happen so that your connect already exists. Okay, this is good. All right, so it says the test session is ready, so go ahead and ask it a question. So I'm thinking about what I can ask it about my business. All right, can I ask you a question like, what services do you offer? Let's see. All right, got it. I will follow. So this is the log on the side here. Is this is how you're seeing things, and this is how the other person is seeing it, and it's showing you the brain, how it's thinking, how it's pulling stuff, and it will give it will return a response to the person asking. So this is the transcript, this is the debugging phase. All right, so now it is done, and you see all these ones in blue is telling you what is showing the person, and every other thing is just the things happening in the back end, things we don't usually see when we chat with LLMs. Like you see when you chat with LLMs and it's saying thinking, there are some messages that go on in the back end that we don't see. But I am on the back end, so I'm able to see this. But here you can see this is the actual rendered message that the person will be seeing. Oh, here is all the services that we offer. Is showing the this is what we do and all that. So if price and all that, it will just show and tell them things that we do. Let me also ask something that I'm not sure that is in the knowledge base, which is more like what are your business hours? What are the business hours? I'm not sure this is on the knowledge base, but let's see how this goes. And if I still go back here, so this is where we have asked this question, the user message, and model request starts, and this is thinking, and here it has an answer. So I click on this. It says I don't have a specific hours listed in our knowledge base. Yeah, for your most accurate information, please reach out to this. This is good, because I know I did not, in the knowledge base, there is no place it mentioned the hours of our business, because we're a global company, so we operate in different hours, so it's not listed anywhere. So I'm glad it knows that it's not listed anywhere, and I'm happy with that. So is there any other? Summarize our pricing page. Maybe ask that. Summarize your pricing page, or your pricing quote, or let's say pricing page. I'm not sure I have anything like that on the knowledge base. Your pricing, what did I type? That's okay. If I close this, I said, oh, summarize your pricing price. What is this? But well, let's see. present to share. But well, I don't have anything pricing on my knowledge base, so I'm glad it knows that, you know, I don't have anything specific present to share. And you know, I'm glad the way this is responding. And once we are done with this, we can stop the session. And next thing I want to do, this session is stopped now, and once we have this all done, is to think of, you know, integrating this, run on a schedule. If this, you want this to run on a schedule, if you want it to be available some days and unavailable some days, yeah, you can do this. Call it from an application, or something else. I want to call it from an application. Let's do it. No schedule needed. Okay, you integrate it. All right, let's see how integration works, or how we can integrate it into something. If it will even show us all the options for integrating into different apps or into different things. All right, no schedule needed, and this is the simple code that we need to attach this to our application. Well, so at this point, you can take this. If you have an engineer, a back-end engineer, a software engineer that is working for your, doing things on your website, you only need to copy this and give them. But if you're the one doing this and you're building it on application, just take this to your application code and add it, integrate it. But I will do another class on how we can, or how I added this to my application or added it to my website, so that people can chat with my business bot or with my Cloudcore Hub bot. So you can add it anywhere, or you can even have it deploy on Telegram. People can chat to your business on Telegram, and it can also respond. All right, there are so many ways you can use this. If there is a way you will want to leave, or if there's a way you want to use this and you want me to talk about it, you drop that in the comments. Well, I'm willing to share my journey, and if I tried different tools and how I tried my integration, just let me know and what you want to see more, and I will get that delivered. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you again in another video. Bye.